You inferred what I never implied. I don't like it is a perfectly nice subjective statement. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, my name is StepsBasic, and welcome back to my community show. But anyway, welcome back to my community show, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, today we have a little bit of a double feature, a two-topic video, because they kind of, in a way, go hand in hand. Now, what I wanted to talk about today were, first of all, I do want to give a bit of a disclaimer for this, because no matter what I say in this, there is no excuse for any criminal behavior, violence unto other people, or any sort of excuse for that, just because somebody does something that may incur wrath or ire or hate or pain from other people does not alleviate the guilt of the guilty party, does not make them less of a butthead, as it were, less of a criminal or anything, so to speak. But that aside, let's go on with our topic. There is no but for that. If you commit a criminal act hurting anybody or anything, it is not justifiable. We move on. Anyway, so with all that disclaimer aside, let's move on to the current topic for today, which is, of course, the first part being that words often have an understood or inferred meaning, whether or not the meaning is actually implied. So when we think about words and how they can often be interpreted in different ways to often differing levels of impact, we forget sometimes that the term itself does not actually mean that. So like if I say I don't like something, it does not in any way mean I hate something. It does not in any way mean I like it or hate it. In fact, as it is, it's probably a matter of implying that it just does not create strong positive feelings within me, i.e. It's kind of hard for me to figure out anything that I've said that I don't like particularly. But for instance, if there's a game or something that I decide to play and I find out that it just doesn't make me happy, does not necessarily, oh, there we go, Fortnite. Got it. And the battle royale genre in general, really, I don't like it. It doesn't necessarily mean I hate it. In some cases I do, in other cases I have no opinion, in other cases I just don't like it because, well, quite frankly, as I've stated many times in the past, I'm no good at it. Moreover, there is a secondary inferred meaning from me saying I don't like something. Now, I've gone over my beliefs of opinions, as it were, in a bit of a lengthy video series that was kind of fun, and I keep meaning to put it into its own playlist, but I keep forgetting to. But where I talked about how our opinions are our own and should not in any way really talk about the quality of the product that we are having an opinion about, as it does, as well, preference is very much subjective, i.e. my opinion is mine. It does not actually reflect on the object itself, but if you have similar taste to me, then you might not like the thing that I don't like as well. You understand? Therefore, when I say that I don't like something, i.e. I don't like Fortnite, that does not in turn mean that said thing is bad, per se. Now, of course, it could be objectively bad, and that is why I don't like it, but for the most part, my opinion is I don't like it. And for the most part, we all know where that comes from, and that is I don't do very well at those types of games, and that's why I don't like it. But that being said, oftentimes when you say you don't like something, people take it personally, which is kind of weird. Like, I've always been of the mind that if you have an opinion differing to me for certain things, i.e. Fortnite, if you like Fortnite, then good for you. I'm happy that you're able to enjoy it. That's my own feeling for it. Like, if you like something I don't like, I'm glad for you, because I've got friends who like things I don't like, and I'm perfectly happy with them enjoying them. The new Star Wars movies, I'm not a particular fan. I liked The Force Awakens to a point, and then The Last Jedi I just didn't like, and I haven't even watched the third one, because in my opinion, if you haven't created a thing to keep me around, I'm not going to keep around. And I don't like it. That does not in any way speak to the quality of the show itself, the movie itself, or the game itself. It just means that it is not my taste. Understood? But, unfortunately, in the world we live in, you either have to like it or you have to hate it, and then you end up in a camp. You either like that, you're in the loving it camp, or you're in the hating it camp, and therefore you are now my enemy. And I will destroy you with all of the power in my hands. But that's not true. You inferred what I never implied. I don't like it is a perfectly nice, subjective statement. But you inferred that I think it's bad. And of course, I've also talked about how saying something is bad is not the same as saying that you don't like something. There's also the term illegal. When we hear the term illegal, we often assume immediately like, oh, police, jail time. We're going to get the book thrown at us, court, all that stuff. However, what we fail to understand is illegal does not necessarily mean that we're going to jail for it. I.e., if you break the law by speeding, depending, of course, on how fast you speed, it is illegal. But you don't go to jail for it. You get a ticket, and you have to pay that ticket. Now, don't get me wrong. We all understand that doing something illegal is not a good thing, and we should not do illegal things. But the implied weight, or the inferred weight of the word illegal often makes us think of, the flashing lights, the police with their guns, the handcuffs, the jail time. That's what we think of when we think the word illegal. But that's not necessarily true. Moving on from that, we go into our second topic, which is sometimes we ask for the hate we receive. Now, this is an interesting idea, an interesting concept. Of course, strongly reinforcing the topic again, that a victim is never responsible for what the guilty party has done. I will not stress that hard enough. I cannot stress that hard enough. The innocent, the victim, is not responsible for anything that the guilty party has done. That being said, this is not talking about actual criminal behavior, rather online discourse. So, we've all heard the term before, do not feed the trolls, right? And this is the thing, this is a law, basically, of the internet that I live by and that most people should be living by. But we fail. We fail miserably. There are a great number of examples of that. And I see it on occasions, and I myself kind of baited myself into it at one point. When we see somebody talking about, like, oh, I got some dislikes on my video, and I want to address it, and I want to talk to people about it. But the moment you say anything about it, the trolls are going to come back, and they are going to dislike this video, and they're going to dislike the next video, and then they're going to just keep disliking it. That's not your fault necessarily, but you talking about how you were upset about them disliking your video has opened you up to a floodgate of trolls who are now going to come in and just dislike everything you put up just because trolls do what trolls do, and they're dumb about it. So does that mean we can never talk about this sort of stuff? No, of course not. But we do have to accept a certain level of risk to it. Like leaving your house unlocked as you go out for the day. You are accepting the fact that somebody could just walk into your house and take your stuff. It does not in any way imply that it's your fault that they stole it, but you could have locked the door to prevent it. And if you are going to be talking about how you were disappointed that people didn't like something, brace yourself for the fact that people are going to be disliking everything now, just because they can and they are dumb. Now, this idea came up, of course, from the recent Girlfriends review channel, Snafu, that they have. Now, I often say, don't engage in the trolls, ignore them, they will go away eventually. Unfortunately, the internet does not necessarily work that way, because if a troll becomes a bully, and I've talked about the difference between a troll and a bully. If a troll becomes a bully, then that bully will always find people who will support them, and that will lift them up upon the wings of stupidity and guide them into doing stupid things, including what the Girlfriend Reviews troll person did involving legal threats. Of course, we all know from their video, at least, that the legal threats were to themselves, from themselves. And if they involve things like that, then yes, involve the police. But for the most part, if it's just annoying words, ignore them. For the most part, that's the thing. When it breaks into the realm of, when it breaks from the realm of innocent words of insult to threats of pain and harm and death, that's when it stops being trolls, and that's when the police need to be involved. All threats, in my opinion, should be taken as, well, a threat. But again, I will say this another time, that just because you talk about your video being disliked does not mean that you deserve your next few videos to be disliked, because honestly, it's childish behavior on the other person's part, the guilty person's part, the perpetrator's part. And to a degree, yes, we are responsible for bringing that hate upon ourselves, but it is not our responsibility to govern the lives of other people. And I've said it before and I'll say it again, you're never going to make everybody happy. You're never going to make a large amount of people in this world like you. The best thing is to just keep being you, keep doing your thing, and the people who do like you will like you. And the people who don't like you, well, you didn't have any control of them to begin with. And there's always going to be jerks. Because that's the human race, baby. We all exist to hate each other. But, thank you. No. But, apart from all that, that's going to be it for my video topic for today. What sort of advice would you give to people who feel like they have been trolled online? And would you say that there have been instances in your time that you have gotten what you asked for, so to speak? Again, not legal, because it's not your fault. It's their fault. But, you know, maybe you talked about trolls on your video and then all of a sudden got trolled. Let me know down in the comments section. We can share some stories. It'll be great. But anyway, into announcements. I finally managed to get my Warframe video put together and got my second Warframe video recorded and ready to be edited for Monday. It'll be great. And apart from all that, I also am... Really? Shut up. And apart from all that, I'm also getting closer to the end of Borderlands, the pre-sequel. And then I can start moving on to bigger and better things. I am so close to finally finishing the Borderlands series. Oh my god. I feel like I've been playing that game for 10 years. I love the game, but I don't think I'm going to be playing it for a while after this. But anyway, apart from all that, that is going to be the end of my video for today. Thank you all so much for joining me for this episode of The Community Show. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and if you did, please go and poke that like button for me. If you'd like to see more from me, make sure to hit that subscribe button, and of course, as always, you're more than welcome to leave a comment in the comment section down below, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can, when I can, if I can, all that jazz, and tune in next time as we address another topic at another time. And if you have any ideas for any topics that you wish to see me cover, make sure to leave those down in the comment section down below as well. And, yeah. Good night.